There we go. Well, you're welcome to drift around. I'll just let you go. See, when I paint, a little bit of vodka helps. Helps the enjoyment factor, you know? Not everybody is going to appreciate everything you do. That's one thing you learn early, you know? My work, you either like it or you don't. It's not the type of art that's going to be universally accepted. I've had people that love it. I have a lot of collectors here in New Orleans and around the country and even in Germany. Women come screaming at me, "What right do you have painting something like that, you know?" What right? I don't know. I have a right to paint them, but I guess I don't always have a right to show them, you know. I've never deliberately offended anybody, but some people have been offended. And of course, I always thought that any criticism is good, whether it's good or bad. People are taking notice, you got their attention, you know. But I don't deliberately try to shock people. Boobs are either a sexual thing or they're what keeps the human race going. They're part of the maintenance of the species, you know. I use a lot of masking tape lately, and I'll tell you why. I could do all those lines freehand, but by using masking tape, I can cut that time down, and that means I can put more and more layers on it. In other words, if I don't like a color, I just put another layer, and it don't take hardly any time at all. These are my latest paintings. You see how I've shifted from my earlier ones. Well, what happened, I've got several of my old ones around the house, upstairs and in the hall. But now, I think I exhausted that. I don't think I want to do any more of those. Representational, I call it, where you have a bunch of figures, you know, and I just want to do something a little bit new, you know. The thing that's fun is when you take the masking tape off and see what you accomplished there, you know. And the trick is to get a straight line. If I got a fuzzy line, I'll fight it until the fuzz is gone. I don't want a fuzzy line. I want a straight line. I'm doing the sculpture basically because I need something to do with my time. I'm retired, I don't work, and I spend a couple hours a day on painting and a couple hours a day on the sculpture. This is my Spindle Snuggleopolis. It's a replica of the original plant, which is very, very rare because it only grows in the Amazon jungle. And the loggers keep smashing them when they cut down trees, you know. So there's very few of them left in the wild. That's why I wanted to make a replica so people can remember how it looked like. Scientists, I think they started to study it and I don't know any results, but I think it has medicinal uses. See, this is laying down flat. I'll show you on a smaller version. This is the same thing, but on a smaller version. And then this will go in there, like that. Now don't you tip over on me. And then the spindles will come down like this, you see. Now you see how many I have. I have enough to go around. And then I have a cap that'll go on top of this. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with the top yet. I have to study the photographs and make a replica of that, you know. Okay, this here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 42 separate units. And each one of them has several separate units. So you can see how it's almost an unending process. I mean, if you do 10 a night or more, that's just a dip in the bucket, you know. So I've been working on this for a long time, and then I realized I don't care how long it takes. I got another one there that I'm going to do next, and I really don't need a bunch of paintings. So since I'm enjoying it, I think I'll just take as long as it takes. I've noticed there's two different types of people out there. There's the liberals and the uptight people, you know. The uptight people lead a very rigid life, and there's certain things that they allow in that life, you know. Whereas a liberal, he's more apt to have an open mind, you see. In my lifetime, I've had people that surprised me, that I thought were going to give me some trouble, but they didn't. They helped me. When I was up in Angola, I did 3.5 years up there for marijuana back in 1967. They gave me 7 years for half a matchbox of marijuana, and I got it down to 3.5. There was a guard up there, Captain Nixon, and I had a girlfriend that would come up to the joint and take my paintings out. And one of the guards said, we can't let anything like this out of here. And Captain Nixon come over and he said, let it go. He says, nobody knows what it is anyhow. So that's what I'm talking about. Unexpected help, you know. In other words, he said, let it go. It's not hurting anybody. They used to have religious people come up there on the weekend, and I was in the art room, and down the hall, they had the services, and I had one of my paintings hanging on the wall. And they made the guy take it down. They didn't want that there for their religious service. It had a couple of boobs in it. Some Christians accept boobs and some don't, you know? Two different kinds of people out there. Smooth down the edges as much as possible. Try to get rid of that damn fuzz. That's my curse, is that fucking fuzz. But see, sometimes I wonder if I'm not getting carried away, you know. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes maybe I just can't help myself, you know. Maybe I am a pervert. Maybe I'm evil. I don't know. But I don't want to be. I don't want to be, you know. I like to be just another artist that paints what he wants to paint, you know.
Preacher's preacher, and the good morning, and the sisters praying. Oh, and the church on fire with the word of God.